lighting to our kitchen cabinets. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put some lights up on top to shine up on the ceiling. This is more of an accent light. And then I have some LED lights we're going to put down underneath of the cabinet, and that'll be more for utility, for being able to see what you're doing on the counter. I've got the parts laid out here on the table that I'm going to be using. I've got LED strip lights, and these are going to be the under cabinet lights, and those have remote controls. They also have a sensor that will turn the lights on and off when they'll turn them on when it's dark, turn them off when it gets light. And also they will do motion sensing. So if you walk into the kitchen, the lights automatically turn on. These are just some generic lights that I'm going to be using up on top of the cabinets just for an effect. I've already got one of those installed up above the refrigerator, and you can see it just kind of shines out onto the ceiling. And lastly, I have these covers for these strip lights, and these are made by a company called Muzata. They are aluminum. They can be bent however you want to bend them if they need to go around something. They also have a flexible cover that disperses the light from the LEDs. Because as you know, these LED strips are rather ugly, and I don't think I would want those just hanging around under the bottom of my cabinets by themselves, because number one, they're ugly, and number two, the individual lights create hot spots. When you look at them, you just see single lights. And what I hope to do with these Muzata channels, is what they call them, is to kind of disperse that light so that it kind of glows a little more rather than it's being so harsh. So these channels are very useful, and if you're going to put up strip LED lights, you need these to make them look good. So I want to thank Muzata for providing these channels, and these things are pretty cool. So these lights will all have to be plugged in, and I want to hide all that inside of the cabinet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside of here, and I'm going to put in an outlet so that I can plug both the lights from the bottom and the lights from the top into that outlet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole in the back, and if you look right down below here, so there's that outlet, and there's the cabinet. What I'm going to do is fish a cable from the bottom down here up into here, set the outlet in there. That'll give us a place to plug those lights up. So you guys have seen me install plugs before. If not, I'll leave a link to a video right here where I've done it. So I'm not going to spend much time on it. I'll just go ahead and get these installed, and then I'll come back whenever.
got my plug changed out. Now, I don't know if you could tell from the video, but our house has these weird plugs. It is a double wide mobile home, so maybe that's a thing for double wides, I don't know. But anytime I take a plug out, I always put back in a standard plug. I just think those are more normal. So anyway, also got this plug in. Got a hole drilled up through my cabinet, all the way up through there. And it comes out the top right there. So now I'm gonna hook this light up and set it up here so we can have some light coming up from the top of the cabinet. All right, there we go. Accent lighting up on top of that cabinet. Now for the LEDs. All right, here's how these LEDs work. You have a plug, plugs into the back of a sensor, and then the LEDs themselves also plug into the sensor. Out here on the end of the LEDs, see the focus. There's also a plug, and then these LEDs on this row are in segments that will plug into those. So you can customize the length on these. Also, you can cut these. There's spaces that are labeled where you can cut those if you need to cut them to a certain length. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want the sensor at. This sensor will allow these to come on and off when a person walks into the room. And we got some double-sided tape, and we can kind of determine where we want it at. I'm thinking back here in the corner like that, and I'll drill a hole up in the back here, and that'll be right there by the plug, and then I can plug that in. And then this end will go into the LEDs, and from here all the way across, I'm going to put those Muzata channels and put the LEDs inside of that, and then they'll plug into this sensor also. This also comes with double-sided tape and some extensions to go between the LED segments if you need a segment without any light. All right, got this sensor mounted, hole in the back. And now I've got my cable coming down here that's running to my LEDs. And real quick, turn those on so you can see what they look like. And back off. All right, next I'm going to cut my channel all the way across. It'll take two pieces, and I'm going to mount that. And I'm going to use some double-sided tape on them. All right, this channel and the covers are thin enough that you can easily cut this with side cutters. You may have to straighten out the ends where you cut it just a little bit, but it's no big deal at all. All right, got them in here. I like the way the Muzata channels disperse the light. Not so hard on the eyes. Now let's test out the motion sensor. All right, the lights are going off. Walk in here. Just like that, they come on. Pretty cool. All right, guys, this part's all done. This cabinet will be next. All right, guys, we're all done with the lighting installation. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or any comments, pop them down in the comment section below. And I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. And I think after you do all that, you should watch this video.